How you doing?
I'm doing well.
This is Kingsborough College, right?
Yes.
And today is the first day of school, right?
Yes.
So can you tell us how is today's going for you, man?
Today specifically is kind of hectic just because I've been trying to apply back to the school for 3 weeks now, and I was finally able to get administered to the school 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I'm still having some issues, but working out the kinks as far as financial aid, as far as getting my classes. I got my classes registered, but actually two of my biology classes are not being given till maybe the spring, and I wouldn't know, so I have to wait for spring to even apply. So in the meantime, while taking my 2 EMS classes, I'm going to see if I can take the 2 biology classes in the winter at another school if possible. So I'm going to check out the biology department next week. And yeah, that's so far today.
That's pretty good. So
Yeah.
how do you feel? You started feeling the campus already?
Yeah,
'Cause-
this is not my first time being here. I got my liberal arts degree, my associate's here. When my son was born, I actually attended school here while I was pregnant. I found out I was pregnant here and
Wow.
everything, so it was pretty cool. This is the first college I ever attended, and this is the first college my boyfriend and I, my child's father and I, attended. Well, ex-boyfriend and I.
Don't tell me did you meet here or?
No, we're actually in high school together.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Lucky
we
you.
ended up, thank you. So we came here. And yeah, it was a lot. I love the campus just because, for one, I picked the school because they were the only ones that, as far as admissions, did not lose any paperwork. KBC, BMCC, Medgar, all of them, like, it was a hassle. So here it was giving me more of a college university
Vibes.
as well as they didn't lose my paperwork. So
I was about to say that because I finished my school here, then I moved to Oklahoma, right? Most of the schools in, let me say, outside New York, they're very huge.
yeah.
Like, I finished from your college.
Okay.
You know your college, right?
Yeah.
It's so tiny. So when you said it's giving you college and university vibes, I understand what you
Yeah.
really mean by that. So what major are you into here?
I am in the EMS program here.
Wow.
After Kingsborough, I actually took like maybe a semester off, and then I went into the LPN program. I was halfway through when I failed one class, and they dropped me out the program. So I came back here for EMS, but my main goal is to be a paramedic.
Paramedics. Wow. So what makes you want to go into paramedics?
Honestly, I always just want to be in the medical field. So I would say definitely money-wise, of course, but money-wise isn't why I chose the medical field. I have so many family members that's in the medical field, and that's all I grew up around, so that's all I'm accustomed to and I like and grew,
What about nursing?
That's why I wanted the LPN, because I wanted to do that and then transition to becoming a pediatric nurse or working with women, like for gynecology. Then I'm not straying away from the whole working with children, but I'm definitely straying away from working with women. But I definitely want to work with more.
Two more questions. What makes you happy?
What makes me happy?
Yeah.
My son.
Wow.
Definitely just having my family around and being able to help each other, and just, good or bad, just enjoying those moments with them. So even, everyone has to die at some point, so you have those good and bad memories to say, hey, this person was difficult in this way, but I love how they did this. So it's really just that.
Do you think you changed after your baby? When
Definitely.
you had your baby? In what
Definitely.
sense?
I would say,
more now?
huh?
But are you more caring now?
If you would ask my mom, she said no. She would think I would be more caring after my child, but I was naturally, I would say, like, if how everybody described me, I was naturally caring, but at the same time, I have my moments where I'm like very like heartless, so to speak. But for me, it's just like there's excuses and there's non-excuses. I really only accept excuses if you know you're making the excuses.
Yeah.
If you're making the excuses and you don't understand why or don't know, then I'm not accepting that, because everyone, depending of your age, you're old enough to understand excuses. So
Yeah.
I know for a fact I make excuses when I don't want to do something or when I'm scared of doing something, but I can admit that to myself.
Yeah.
Whereas many people make excuses and they don't know why. They just continue and continue and continue.
Wow.
So for me, that's a no.
Man,
Whereas
you sound, to be honest with you sound pretty good, because some people have a baby and that would be the, I don't want to call it a spiral movement, you know. They can't get it back up. They just, once they have the babies, like, they
trust me,
let
for
go
me,
their dream.
I'm.
So how are you able to do that? Because you still like,
If you
you
ask
still
my
have
family,
the fire
like,
right now in you. Like, okay, you
If
still want
you
to be
ask
what you want to be.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
If you ask my family, they would say like, no, I'm like kind of all over the place. But that's just because of the type of family I have. Like, everyone is focused on one thing and they stay and achieve that.
Okay.
So for them, it's like you deferred. But for me, I've always, before, when I found out I was pregnant, I always not only promised myself, promised my unborn child, and promised my mom, I'm always going to stick to school. I'm going to get my bachelor's. And for me, I want to continue on. So I know school is definitely the way for me. But for right now, my main focus is just getting into a career that I can provide for my child. And then from there, I will continue with my bachelor's and on.
Wow, you're so strong. So
Not really. Trust me, the pregnancy was hard.
Yeah.
Because coming to school, I was like, friends had to sometimes, like, I would be running to the bathroom and they're coming in my class and saying present, you know, for me. And there's times I'm on a train, I threw up on myself, had to go back home and change, come back. Even like the pregnancy itself wasn't easy. But looking at me, you did not think I was pregnant because I didn't show till about 5 months, and I had him early at 7 months, which was very critical. I had postpartum depression. I had eclampsia.
Wait. Is that, I always said that, but is that real though?
Yes, very real.
Can you explain that? How the feeling was?
You know how they say when females are in their period, they're very angry, they crave things? It's like that times 10. You're crying for no reason. You're sad because of the smallest thing. It may be like, you know, someone left the door open, or this person's not giving me the attention I want, or the baby's crying and I don't know how to make the baby stop crying. But it's just, you have to calm down.
But do you know that prior to you having the baby, that this was gonna come? Because I've had a lot of people say that.
Honestly, I did my research.
Yeah.
Of course, I have family members, my mom and everybody who's telling me how it is, but I know for a fact when you're in it, it's completely different. So I did a lot of research and videos on what can go wrong, what can go right, the different ways of giving birth, the videos, all of that.
Yeah.
So I can somewhat mentally prepare myself if anything goes right.
Does it
and
work?
if it goes wrong. It does. It's like educating yourself, honestly. Okay. Because when you're in it,
because you know you was gonna experience that depression, but once it start happening, were you able to be like, no, snap back, like, okay, this is not gonna happen?
Honestly, I would say no. It happened, but I did fight it. It's hard to fight it. I could definitely say that. It's gonna happen regardless, but I would say for me, honestly, prayer, God, and my family support, and just the fact that I was like, I can't not be there for my child. Because at a point where I cried thinking like, feeling like I wasn't attached to my son. Yeah. Like I didn't feel that
enough.
Yeah, and there was times where I'm just like, I don't want to touch him. I don't want to be around him. So it was really hard.
Is it hard being a woman? Because
it is.
It is. The way you explain that is like, things are happening to you, but you can't control it.
True.
Like you try your best, you know it was gonna happen, but still you still can. Wow.
True. Honestly, it's similar. Just like you said, things are gonna happen and you can't control it.
Yeah.
Is exactly with administering to the school.
Okay.
I didn't know, like I usually do early admissions. I usually am in ASAP and all these things. Yeah. This is the first time I'm not in ASAP.
Yeah.
I tried to do early admissions a few weeks ago, but it still didn't go through, so I had to come to campus. So, and a lot of back and forth. This is my 4th day here, honestly. Wow. So I didn't know all these things were gonna happen, but I wouldn't let it stop me, honestly, because I have a goal and it has to happen because I have someone who's relying on me that can't do it themselves. So that's really how I push it. And I also always have a plan B. So you have to have a plan B and C, because if it goes wrong, yes, I could definitely say he taught me a lot of patience. A lot of patience. Even though sometimes I lose my cool, but he teaches me a lot of patience. Or sometimes it's just like, you can't have patience. You just let it be. Just, take that moment out. He's going to do what he does. He's going to catch his tantrum. Just take that moment out and just say, you know what? Okay, you're going to catch your tantrum.
Yeah.
I put you in your room with your toys. I close the door. Catch your tantrum. 2 minutes. I'm going to take this time to either, if it's a glass of wine, if it's just to throw some cold water on your face.
Yeah.
Or just to say, God, help me with this, because there's nothing else I can do.
But how often do you think about him? You think about him all day? Or
yes,
really?
I do. I'm missing him. I was in school and I was like, wow. I'm missing him. I look at his videos, pictures. I look at how big he's gone, because now he's 2. 2?
He's grown.
So, yeah.
Wow. I'm so happy for you, man.
Yes.
Very,
I think about how early, like, even now, I'm like, God has blessed me so much to come from giving birth, and it could have went completely left.
The other way, yeah.
And he was unharmed. And surprisingly, the birthing process, it was like, I kid you not, you're probably going to think I'm crazy, but within that room, when giving birth to him, I kid you not, I felt like the heavens opened. It was so quiet, so peaceful. Right. His dad was able to take a bathroom break. And, the doctors are chit-chatting, making jokes. And we're like, okay, now there's a, what you call that? What is that called again? Contraction.
Okay.
And then they're like, okay, now you can push. I'm like, are you sure? And I would ask, like, are you pushing? Am I pushing? And they're like, yes. And they start laughing. And
I got a question now.
Yes.
Because I watched a movie the other day. It's called Both Ways. I don't know if you've seen the movie.
I haven't, but I did get a notification on my phone about it.
It's, I don't know how to explain. It's like a girl who has a dream to be in the Hollywood, right? So they're showing us what could have happened compared to what really happened to her. Like you now, you had a baby, right? You still want to get to your dream. The other way that could have happened to you is like you don't have a baby, but you still want to get to where you want to be in life. So do you think having the baby will make you more ambitious, or just
No, I knew already what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And that was gonna happen regardless, just the same way.
It's the same way whether you have a baby or not. It's still the same fire.
I would just say it just gave me more of a reason, like, those times when it's just like, okay, this is not working out, I give up, I'll try next semester or whatever. It's like, hey, you can't, like, you need this like time period, like, you're thinking about it, like, hey, because now the way I think about it, I just turned 25 and I'm just like, I need to see, most people say that, but for me it's like, and it's always been like that for me, just my thought process.
You look happy, like, you're very happy. Like, I was talking to some people the other day, like, oh, black women, they're very angry and aggressive.
It's funny that you said that, because I actually was watching this show over Being Mary Jane, and many of her episodes she talked about the black angry woman and how people, if she can't be too nice, because then they'll say she's a pushover. She can't be too mean, or they'll say she's the B word. She can't be too ambitious, or she's just, selfish.
Wow.
But it's like, at this point, and especially in this millennium, don't care what it is.
Wow.
Make your morals, goals list, and stick to that. The way I see life is I take in, which my mom would always say I argue with her, but that is in my family, she's like my best friend.
Okay.
Because
lucky you. I was about to ask you. Go ahead.
Trust me, we argue all the time.
I was about to ask you, like, okay, do you have a mentor, like somebody like you talk to keep you,
I talk to my friends, but mentally, at the same time, the way I am, I'm an open book. So for the most part, friends
are different. I'm talking about, say something crazy happened to you, like the person you're gonna hit up, like,
I'm gonna call my mom.
Okay, lucky you.
So for her, like my mom, the way she's raised us is don't be disrespectful to adults. Like always give respect, but at the same time understand, like she's taught us the different forms from young, like of disrespect, of when someone is playing around with you.
True.
And all these things. Like she's never baby talked us in a sense, so she's always kept it real. So that's how I kind of take it. And the way growing up as an adult now, becoming my own adult, the way I take it is I take the good that my family and my parents have given me, the good that I've learned in the, you know, the street, so to speak, and then my mentality as well, like what I want for myself. Okay. And I just combine these three things. And morally, what am I gonna do, what am I not gonna do, what I'm okay with, and what I really don't know but I may, you know,
ask people,
waver, or ask people. That's one thing I like to ask questions a lot. And most people's like, oh, you think too much, but I do like to ask the questions like,
it's
hey, what if it goes all the way to the left, or what if it goes all the way to the right? So I like to be very much prepared and understood.
Oh, okay.
So that's just how I take it.
So what's a lot of money to you?
Enough money where I wouldn't have to work again.
You don't have you don't have a number?
I don't, because
$2
honestly I
billion?
feel like no, because I feel like depending on the type of person you are, if you go out and spend, say if you go out and buy a villa, it could be that amount. Okay. You know, so I just want to be comfortable. I want a trust, like enough in my
fund for your kids?
Yeah, I have one for him, but I want enough
really?
in yes.
Wow.
I want enough in his trust.
That's so white.
Huh?
That's so white. I'm just joking.
No, it's fine. Because even when I was doing it, the bankers were like, a lot of people don't think about that now and don't do that. So
lucky him, though.
Yes. So I want more than enough for not only school, if he wants to buy a car, and just excess. So I don't know what that number is, but yes. I want to be able to retire my mom, and she's living comfortably, and I want to be able to almost buy a land as big as Kingsborough, so I can have families build their houses and whatever if they want to.
That's gonna be a lot.
Yeah. So, and I also want to, being that the state that Haiti's in now, because I do want houses in other places, like other countries as well. Yeah. But being that the state it is Haiti's in now, I would like to be able to help out? Like,
do you help out though?
I don't, because I'm not in a position to yet.
No, but it's nothing too much. You could send $20, $40.
True, I do that with family, but not like with, you know. Wow. Because I feel like, honestly, the politicians here and over there haven't done enough. Like, don't just spend money and then say, hey, here's for food, here's for this. No, like, build up or help fix a neighborhood and then work on the neighborhood next to it and keep going. So I feel things like that needs to be done. Allow kids 18 and under to go to school for free. You know, help them with books, like have people donate books from other countries, things like that. And yeah, that would be my happiness.
I really want to say a very big thank you to you.
No problem.
Thank you, because you really covered every question I wanted to ask you, because that was supposed to be the last question I was going to ask you about. But you said it all. Thank you so much, and I wish you best of luck in your semester. Stay blessed.
Thank you. You too.
Yep.
Like and subscribe to TM Universities. See you on the next one.